We're here with Empress Littlebit, who I'm going to just refer to as E from now on, because that's what we refer to you as. And
Mhm.
E is a very good friend of mine. If you are a fan of my channel, you almost certainly have either seen me play with E or have heard me mention her before.
Yay.
And E is very, very good at doing interiors, but not just interiors, not just any kind of interiors. E specializes in telling stories through her building, like story building and narrative building. Speaking of which, E has a very good series that goes over this in greater detail. That's in the top right
Mhm.
corner. And that's actually what this building and one of the other buildings is from. But we're going to talk into this a little bit more in depth. And we're also going to explore some other builds. And hopefully you guys can get a little better idea of what we're doing. So first off, how are you doing?
I am good. How are you, Goose?
I'm doing really good. I'm having a great day. So I want to do a
Hey.
little bit of background just before we dive into stuff. How long have you been playing Minecraft?
I've been playing Minecraft for about 2 years now.
We're young, fresh Minecrafters, you and I.
We are fresh.
I
We
know.
are
I talked
fresh
to everyone else.
crafters.
They're like, "Oh yeah, I started playing before Redstone." And I'm like, "Oh, I started playing after Caves and Cliffs." But
I
that's okay.
I I didn't start until axolotls were introduced, and I
Yeah.
love axolotls and caves, so I caved
Oh, is that what
and
got you to
played.
play?
Yep, the caves made me cave.
Ah, there you go. I think that was the best update. Caves and Cliffs was
Boy, it's
amazing. At
so
least
good.
I don't know. I wasn't here for when all the other ones started, but I really, really like that.
Mhm.
So you haven't been playing for super long, but you've focused a lot on building in that, and specifically in like story building. Has that been a main focus? Like, did you go into this thinking, "Oh, I'm going to use this to supplement myself creatively, or creatively, or did you go
All the
into this? Yeah,
pronunciations.
it's fine. Yeah, one of them was correct. Or did you go into this and just happen to find as you played, oh, this is a really good tool for telling stories?
I did not know about using Minecraft as a storytelling device until I saw Orange Juice TV, who used Minecraft, specifically SMPs, to tell some really in-depth stories. I'm pretty sure he and a bunch of other people recreated a Maze Runners inspired series over the course of a year, which I thought was absolutely amazing. So I started coming up with my own storylines for my own Minecraft YouTube videos and have since been figuring out how to tell stories with just the buildings and not just a script.
So like no books, no writing, no
Mhm.
descriptions, it's just the story is within the build.
Yep. So anything you see should be able to tell you what you need to know.
So and you do art outside of Minecraft as well. You write and you draw?
I do. I am a certified, well, not certified. I am a channel artist as well as I would like to be an author, but right now I'm just a writer. I do scripts and I'm currently trying to work on a junior fiction series.
Okay, you've mentioned that to me before. I'm
Mhm.
very excited about that. I would love to know more about what that is. We don't have to go into that in this. Maybe we'll do another story and build a cough top right corner story and builds
Yeah.
that was also written by you.
Yes.
Yes, that was a very
Oh, I
good one.
forgot about that. Wait.
Yeah, that was a fun one, right? I really
I
enjoyed that
loved
one.
I wrote that entire thing on a train in Europe and I loved every second of it.
Awesome.
I want to do that again.
That's a good place to write a story.
It is.
Do you start out with a story? Do you kind of work with the build and then let the build speak to the story? What's that like for E?
There are two ways that I go about it. There is this way, in which case I come up with a single concept, which in this case was library plus astronomy. So, because of astronomy, there's going to be a lot of copper accents. Because of library, there's going to be lots of books. And from there on, I started coming up with the story as I was building it.
Okay.
So, from astronomy and library, I started thinking, how can those two things go together? Well, perhaps this is some sort of research library. So I started adding desks and books and lots of lights and little cups of coffee and stuff because they're going to be working as they're researching and drinking their food and eating their lunches while they're working because something big is probably happening. And I realized that something big was happening was because of the chandelier that I built. So, weird thing. because this looks more expensive of a chandelier, that means that this institute would be funded by something, which means that they were being funded for a particular reason, which is why there is a beacon down here.
Okay. All right.
So, yeah, so they are researching different ways of harnessing energy, hence why there's a conduit here, a beacon here, a brewing stand here, and probably one of their deceased teammates down here.
They just keep him
We're
around
not
just because.
we're not going to ask questions.
Okay, I like that. I like the contextual example of that, but I also like the conceptual example of you probably wouldn't notice. Like, I don't think I would have thought of that, of like the chandelier, like that being part of that. But I
Mhm.
do like that knowing a little detail, like, hey, take note that this is an extra fancy chandelier and that has meaning, leads to wondering about all the other things. I really, really enjoy that. I think that I mean, it does. It adds a ton of depth to this. And it's something where if you walk in, it may just be details like, oh, there's a conduit. Oh, there's a cup or a pot. Oh, there's a beacon. And it's like, okay, research lab. But really taking a second to look into the details and think about why is this here? Why is that there? It really lets you uncover a story. I like that. That's very cool.
Yeah. Another thing that I want to uh, show as an example of how to draw the person's eye to those things is you'll see that there's a lot of weathered exposed copper stuff, and then you'll see the regular copper. So the more clean stuff is going to be the more used stuff, which means that your eye is going to be drawn to the brighter, more saturated orange, which is framing the things that you need to see, such as the conduit, the brewing stand, the beacon. And then if you turn around, you see that window there?
Yes.
It looks like an eye,
Oh, okay. All right.
which means that there might be a more sinister force telling them to do this research because they're
Something
consistently being watched.
something watching over him. Okay, I
Yep.
love that. I love that. This is so cool. I watched your video on this, but still just like knowing the little tiny details on this are just oh, that's very exciting.
Yeah.
I really, really like that. So you
This is making me happy.
I know this is making me really excited. It makes me want to do more interiors. So you have this other build over here. Do you have a story with this build as well? Or is this more of
I
just like
didn't. This was
okay.
actually just an example of how to get in the flow of working on interiors. But as I was making it, the story just started coming to me, but I never got to say it in the tutorial.
All right, let's hear it. Let's hear it. Lay it out.
So this is a family of six. There's the mom, two kids, a grandma, grandpa, and the dad that used to be there, but he's likely off doing something for work. So the grandma usually does the cooking, as you can tell by the tacky towels and the old refrigerator. This is likely the grandma's house that we are in, along with the old 70s vine wall and everything. The bar stools are from when the kids were little, and they used to have to sit up higher to sit at the counter or at the tables. So those are kind of their booster seats.
Okay. All right. I'm loving it.
And then the basics of the furniture. I do very simple furniture in mine because story is more important, in my opinion.
I think it communicates the idea totally fine too. I know there's some really cool like complex, interesting like pushing blocks into each other with pistons and stuff like that. But
hmm
you don't always need that. If you, especially if like narrative is your goal, sometimes you can achieve that just fine with just the whole blocks that we have it, and I think you do. I love
Yeah.
the detail of these booster seats actually, because that's something where I didn't notice that. I didn't really notice that there was something there, and if I really took a second to walk around, I'd probably look at these and be like, "Well, okay, I don't know what that is." But knowing that that's like storage for old booster seats is very, very
Mhm.
cool. What about up
So
here?
this is the dad's office up here. Well, actually, there's one thing that I would add in here to make it more believable that this is the dad's office and not the grandpa's office
Oh, because he's been gone.
because he's been gone.
Or maybe having like an empty lectern instead of a lectern with a book on it.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm. He ain't around no more.
Yeah. And with this filing cabinet being open, it means that he left in a hurry.
Okay. Do you write stories for all your builds?
I don't write them, they kind of just come to me.
Okay, like not like actually like writing down, but like you think of that because I'm thinking of all the other builds that you've done, and also side note, if you don't know, E and I are in an SMP called Craftworks together,
Yeah.
and which we are going to be hopping into in a sec to look at some more builds in there. So
Yes.
that'll be a first for this channel is going to be in survival.
Ooh,
Um, I'm thinking about all of your builds now, and all of the details are I'm like wanting to learn more about all of the details. So actually, I think let's hop over into Craftworks
okay.
and let's start. Do you want to start at your bookshop?
Yes, that'd be great. Welcome to the Nocturnal Bookworm.
The Nocturnal Bookworm. All right. Okay.
Mhm.
So also this is the Craftworks server.
Welcome to
Welcome,
Craftworks.
welcome to Craftworks, everybody. Go check out both of our videos on it. There's a
Yeah.
bunch of them. Okay, so Nocturnal Bookworm. This is your little. Actually, let me get a little sky shot of this because I really like the exterior
Yeah.
of this too.
This is one of my favorite builds I've done.
Yeah, I really like this.
It's owls. So this is the front desk area where you check out books or check out books. The overall atmosphere I needed here was cozy and safe because in the lore for this last season, I've been introducing a lot of different monsters and things to make the server a bit more interesting on my end. So I needed some sort of safe space to put in between all of the chaos of the monsters and stuff that I was introducing.
There's very few things that are as safe and comfortable as a giant fireplace
Yeah. And a big old green rug and a couch.
and a big old green rug. Oh, I forgot we have the sit mod.
Yeah.
Nice. So one of your videos was a lore focused video that I was cough cough part of. Did a little bit of voice acting for you.
Mm-hmm. And you
And
did amazing.
thank you. I appreciate that.
Uh-huh.
This is one of the things I really like about this is having a painting on an easel, like with a little
Mm-hmm.
palette and something like that. Having that in a library, just another little nod of like, okay, yeah, a painting in a library makes sense, but having that set up here makes it feel more like it's not just a place you go and get books. Like it's a place where people are comfortable. They hang out and they feel welcome enough that they can practice things. They can bring other things in here and kind of develop that sense within a library instead of just a place that you come and rent books. It makes it feel more homey.
Speaking of which, up here is one of the more quiet loft spaces for those more taciturn readers or studiers.
Oh, taciturn is a new word for me. What does that mean?
Uh, Soft spoken, somebody who doesn't speak unless spoken to.
Taciturn. Okay, cool. I like that.
And then this is the study for those who have longer studying sessions that they need to get done.
I also love this area because I think you are particularly good at doing interiors in very small spaces.
Yeah.
Which is difficult because this is what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is like a 6x6 area, less than that because you have this little cutout right here. But
Mhm.
you can still tell pretty much a full little narrative in this area. You know, you got the lantern for late nights. You have a little desk. People are studying. You got a couch for when they get sick of it and they need to take a break. And it's all in just this tiny, tiny block. Also, I really like this lantern or this light lamp
Thank you.
thing.
That made me very, very happy that you were able to tell that narrative by yourself without me having to tell you in this scenario and walking through this interior, that you were able to tell that the couch was here for when people got sick of studying, and then that there were chests over here for storing their items and stuff for longer sessions. And one of my favorite parts about working with smaller interiors and decorating those is what I called in my tutorial sessions working with the difficulty
I love
or
that term.
dancing with the difficulty.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of fighting with the difficulty, tearing down the whole build and building something that would be easier to make an interior within, embracing how small it is, how wonky the shape is, whether it's a circular build or half of a circle on a diagonal, as you can see up there, working with the difficulty and just filling the space naturally makes it way more alive than carving it out to what you want it to be.
I think that speaks a lot to the idea of limitations breed creativity as well.
Mm-hmm.
That if you have everything you want and you can do anything you want, there's a little bit of option paralysis and really limiting yourself. Like, okay, like I just recently had a one chunk build event kind of a thing where it's like you only have 16 by 16 blocks. That's all you have to work with. all of a sudden you have an enormous amount of ideas unaccessible. You just can't use those. And really focusing in and limiting what you can do helps you be more creative in that specific area. So I think things like adding a theme, like this is going to be a library, is a great way to do it. Adding like spatial themes, like, okay, I'm only going to build in this large of an area, or I'm only going to use this palette, are fantastic exercises for something like that.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
So you also worked on K-Hug's base, which also shout out K-Hug. Go check him out. Video in the top right
Please
corner.
do.
He's very good at Redstone, and he's working on a very cool project. I would
Also
love
a
to
very good
go.
storyteller with his builds.
Also a very good storyteller. Speaking of that, he wrote a bunch of little stories and put them in the bookshelves in here, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Here's one.
Yeah, this is. I'm not going to read through the whole thing, right? Oh, 11 pages. Come on, K-Hug. That's so cool. And I remember he wasn't saying anything too. So like we came in here and we were recording, and it's just like, oh, there's a new book, new story from K-Hug. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
That's so cool. Good job, K-Hug.
Yeah.
So let's fly over to K-Hug's base, because you helped him on his interiors on some of his buildings, right?
I did.
Okay.
And that was another difficulty of working with small spaces.
That was because we'll see when we get there. We'll be there in just a sec.
Spoilers.
We'll do a little star wipe or something of the screen. All right. And this is K-Hug's area, which I've mentioned before in my Craftworks videos too. This is one of my favorite little build areas. The amount of just like density and color that he put in here is so cool. And adding the custom trees, this is a really, really cool area.
Yeah.
I actually don't know where his bed is. Do you?
I do.
Okay, good. I was here.
He may have moved it. Wait, he may have moved it. He may have moved it. I didn't decorate this house. Hold on.
I was here at night one time and there were a lot of mobs and I couldn't find his bed for the life of me.
I wonder if he can find his bed for the life of him. There it is.
Hey, cool. Okay, good. So speaking of working in challenging spaces, these are some of the interiors that you help decorate, and they are tiny. I mean, this one,
yes.
I think this is...
I didn't do this one.
This is probably the biggest one, I think, honestly.
This was a group effort with Isabox and Millicraft, so go check out their channels. They are also very good at doing interiors, especially small interiors.
I second that. Also, sorry, I don't know why I couldn't shut that door.
It's okay. It's a skill issue. It's fine.
I love Millie and Izzy's interiors. Both of them are very, very good.
Yes. They inspired me a lot.
Yeah. Millie's, you know what? Maybe we'll fly around and just look at some interiors around the server.
Yeah. And when we can point out things that other people could replicate for using their builds.
Okay. We'll do that after we check out. Yes. Great idea. We'll do that after we check out K-Hug stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's is this a shop?
This is his shop.
I didn't even know he had a shop over here.
Yeah. So lots of shelves were needed in this one because you can't just do rows of chests.
I mean, you can, but it's kind of boring.
You can, yes. But that doesn't tell the story.
It doesn't. I love all the mini blocks too. The mini blocks.
That was K-Hug.
Well, good job, K-Hug.
Good job.
Adding
K-Hug.
just like the little chests with little things in them.
Yeah.
I don't know what this one is though. What is this?
That's a bag of mushrooms.
Oh, is that like a custom head block?
Yep.
Okay, that's another thing. If you didn't know, there are a lot of ways to get mob heads, and there's some plugins that let you get player heads. And if you want to just make a skin and decorate your head like an item, and then you can get your player head, you can use that as a little custom decoration. Great way to do some little small scale stuff.
You can also draw some on your own head. That's how I got these spiders.
Yep, just like that. Like that's a block you don't get in Minecraft, but it's an item. It just shows up as Empress's head, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yes, it does.
Just keep that in my inventory. Anyway, up we go.
Oh yeah, you did have that ready. Is that always in your inventory?
No, it's just in my ender chest because I need it for lore. This is an interior that Millicraft made.
I love Millie's interiors. All feel like homey.
They feel real. Yeah.
I love her interiors.
Yeah, she's also very good at telling a story with her builds because you know that somebody's been here because the stove is still warm. You know that they cook rabbit because the accessories are right over there.
That's where I keep my rabbit accessories too. Every time I cook a rabbit.
Right on the wall.
Just throw
right on the wall.
Yep. It's like spaghetti. If you throw it and it sticks, you know it's ready. Anyway,
Hold on. No I did not need that image in my brain.
Yeah, well, you got it. Can't get rid of it now.
Professional now. I'm
Yep.
professional again.
We're professional YouTubers.
We're professional. Anyway, this was one of the more squeezed in interiors that I've ever had to make, but I still wanted to challenge myself to make a study in this space. So we got the chair, the desk, and this chair does not have a bottom. We're going to ignore that.
You just got to imagine it.
It's an imaginary. It's the same color as the floor.
Yeah, it's like it's just a little backrest.
Yes.
Oh, and the little books too.
Yeah, nice. That's one of my favorite. One of my favorite character player heads that you can use for decoration is stacks of books, especially when there are other bookshelves around.
That is a perfect way to do it because it's just a little bigger than the books, but that's why they're not on the shelves. They don't fit. They're too big. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Another fun thing about this one is that it was taller than it was wide. So I used that to my advantage and just add more storage space and some practical lighting.
Nice. I like it.
Yep. And another one of my favorite parts about this build is that it's parkourable.
Yeah, I was going to say having just these little power lines, like having that little antenna. It's the whole of a story is the culmination of all the little subtle things that you do, or like the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. That you may not think that, okay, I'll add one antenna here, or I'll add one thing of chains here, or one lantern here, or one desk here. But when you add all of those things together, it really does add a ton to the story that you're looking at.
Not just that, but it also connects them and makes them flow together so you know that they're all part of the same story.
That too, yeah. I mean, even physically connecting these together too is just like, yeah, these buildings are physically part of each other. That little bridge down there connects them together too. It's great.
There's more storage space down here, which also works as a workshop because of the counter spaces. And this was another balcony. Yes, this was the balcony that attached to that building.
Oh, he does have stuff up here. Hold on.
Yeah.
Sorry, K-Hug, I'm snooping. Oh, it's just blocks of redstone.
Yeah, this is his redstone building. I should have explained earlier. Every single one of these buildings has some sort of practical application.
Okay. So like each one, that makes sense. So like he has his shop, he has his redstone building. Okay, that makes sense. And no spoilers, but I'm just going to give you guys just a quick little peek at something real cool that K-Hug's working on. Look at that. Yeah, that's all you get. You'll have to go check out his channel if you want to know what that is, but it's very exciting and it's a lot of redstone.
All the noodles.
All of the noodles.
Oh, he has
the colored noodles.
He has another helipad there. That's cool.
Oh yeah, I wonder if he lands on that. That's pretty funny.
That's actually a launcher.
Oh, is it a launcher? Oh.
Wait, have you not seen that before?
No, wait. I didn't know. I mean, I know about the like wind charge launchers, but I didn't know he puts them in there. Yeah, let's go check that out.
Okay, fall in that hole.
Yeah. Oh, whoa. All right. That's so cool.
Bye.
Oh, if I knew what direction spawn was, I would just fly there. Okay, so first off, we're going to be visiting Millie Craft's flower shop. Again, Millie's channel is in the top right corner, if you want to check that out. And I love the outside of this too. This is a great little place. Lots of color.
I love that she doesn't use normal color palettes.
Yeah, and especially for like a dye shop, it's flowers and it's dye. You gotta be creative with it. I do love this shop though. This is a great shop.
I love this shop. It's very well lit because of the skylights and everything. Mm-hmm. Don't be afraid to use glass's roofs.
Yeah, for real. Glass is a fantastic roof. And even if you do just little spotlights, just little skylights to let some light through, they make a really, really big difference. Mm-hmm. I also want to note too, in terms of design, I really like the interior of this, Millie, but I also really like how you have the shop itself laid out. Everything is very clean. It's very organized. The colors are in order. Good job. Love that. And it's just nice. It's a very aesthetically pleasing building to be in.
One of my favorite things is the clutter that she has up on these shelves.
Yeah, like it feels like an old shop. Like it's just a bunch of like old pots of gardening soil and stuff.
It feels lived in.
That's the key. Make it feel lived in. Think about actually living in your place and imagine you're there for a month. Like, what are you going to do? Where are you going to eat? Where are you going to store your stuff? Where are you going to go to bed? And put those things in there. Because, I mean, if you're in your Minecraft world a lot, you want it to look like you're in your Minecraft world. It really does add a lot of life to it. E's upside down box cart. Can I just tell you,
Yes.
it was an embarrassingly long time into the season before I realized that this was upside down.
That means I didn't do it right.
No, because once you told me, I was like, oh yeah, duh. I just didn't really. This is my house. I was looking down on it. It just didn't make sense. But it does now.
This is an example of both storytelling and practicality. So the outside told the story for my lore because it's covered in these little tufts of fur and it's upside down and there's a chimney coming out of the top of it. Means that it's been there for a long time. It was thrown onto its side, as you can also tell by the dent in this corner here. Excuse me, Vines.
Oh, okay. All right.
But on the inside is where the storyline disappears because I just needed it to be a practical base. So we've got storage over here along with a lot of my trinkets that I love and my bed and the curtains that I also love putting in.
Old Featherhead. Wow.
Old Featherhead. I'm keeping that forever.
I was so like, I don't know about the mustache because he just did it as a joke. But now seeing that mustache in the eyes, that was a good move.
So this is an example of doing interiors just for you, just to make it cozy, to make it feel like yours, get everything down that you need to get down. So for example, this section over here used to be my storage, but that did not storage well.
Oh,
so
okay.
I adapted to the difficulty and dug down. And this is my storage room down here now. I'm in your head. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh, do you have old Goosehead?
I have old Goosehead in a barrel over here because I did not want to look at it. Hold on.
It's not that bad. Okay.
I actually don't know where it went. Hold on. I think somebody might have stolen it.
That's okay. It's somewhere. I always have the skin. We can make another one.
Yay.
I love this. I like you having all the heads around it too. That's really cool. Is the parrot head, is that just one of the mob heads?
Yep, that's a mob parrot head.
Oh, that's cool.
This is an example of doing an interior for you. I have all of my favorite signs and trinkets and heads and things in here, along with my favorite flower over on this shelf.
Is that specific flower hold any meaning or just that type of flower?
This type of flower is Lily of the Valley. It's one of my favorites. It makes good soup, as well as it looks super pretty because it's different from the other flowers because it's a drooping flower.
Does it make good soup in real life?
I think it's poisonous in real life.
Okay, all right. I know you can eat like day lilies, but I assume that is not true for all lilies.
It's not. It is not.
Don't eat plants if you don't know they're edible.
Yes, please do your research before you eat grass.
All right, let's check out Isabox's little cafe that she built.
This is the side hustle.
I love that name. That's such a good name for a little cafe.
Yeah. Based off of the sorry.
Come on.
I'm trying to be a gentleman. There we go. It's based off of the fact that we all do Minecraft YouTube as a side gig.
Oh, and the mural too? Oh, this is so good.
Yeah.
So good, Izzy.
Izzy's very good at not making blank walls blank, but also still keeping to that theme and that story in her builds.
That is a very coffee house mural. And having just a little bit of exposed brick down there. So I'm going to link... I'm going to link... Oh, I forgot I had armor on. Oh, this is so weird. It's so weird not doing a video in creative like this.
Yeah, my boots.
I know. Oh, yeah. Wait, give me my boots. You've had my boots for so long.
Here you go. I may or may not have named them.
You did name yours. Oh, no. These aren't names.
They're not names?
Nope.
Oh, I didn't get to name them. Darn it.
Man.
I was going to name the Goose's Bootses.
I'll name them for you for that.
Thank you.
So I'm going to link everybody that we're talking about. Their videos are going to be popping up in the top right when we're talking about them, but they're all in the description. All of these people are part of the Craftworks server, so please go check it out. We have a lot of fun on there. I haven't been super active on there lately. I'm sorry, guys. But I am going to be active on there pretty soon here after you guys see this. But it's a bunch of great people and a bunch of great builds, and it's so much story and life in a server. I love this cafe. This is such a good cafe.
Yeah.
Well, that was fantastic. Thank you and also I do want to say, there are many more really, really cool interiors on the server. We just touched on a couple of them. Cough, cough, go check out Craftworks videos. Everyone's linked in the description. But
Yes,
thank you
please.
for taking some time to walk me through this. Also, go and check out
Of course.
E's channel. E has some other series. E also has a very good tutorial series that goes into more depth about some of the stuff that we're talking about. It is one of my
Okay.
favorite interior series, just for like talking about building
Aww.
narrative and interiors. And yeah, do you have anything else you want to say, or anything you want to plug, or anyone you want to plug?
Write your stories.
Hey, there you go. Write some stories.
Write some stories. Don't hold back. Be bold. Experiment. Don't be afraid to make a fool out of yourself, because that's the point of art.
Truth. I could not agree more. I think those are very wise words.
Thank you.
You bet. All right. Well, you
Also,
have.
take care of yourselves.
That's important too. There's E is responsible for about 50% of my weekly hydration from all the times that she tells me I need to
Which
drink.
I'm still not okay about.
You're still not okay. It's not true. I am drinking more water, but I am
Thank
certainly
you.
more hydrated when I spend more time around E because of her hydration checks. Speaking of which, I'm going to have some tea.
Okay. Yes, same. Hold on.
Mm-hmm. Good tea. What kind of tea are you drinking?
I'm not. I'm drinking coconut water.
Nice. I'm drinking some good old black tea. I hope you have a wonderful evening, and I will see you again soon. And everybody else, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Talk to you guys later.
Thank you, guys. Love you. Bye.